production.
Top of the top. Y'all know what time it is, man. Orange juice and a blunt for breakfast. The digital newspaper. The fellas is in the.
Orange juice and a blunt for breakfast. While I read the paper, finna hit the block. About to see some paper.
How y'all boys feeling this morning, man?
Shit. Regular degular, man. Look great though.
That's
Saturday.
right.
I don't even know what the hell the weather look like.
You already know, slow motion in the big ocean, trying to stay afloat. I'm actually extra slow motion in the even bigger ocean this morning. It's just motherfucking kind of letting the current take me. You know what I mean?
It's all right. And you just your body, you know what I mean? Your body got a way of telling you need sleep. 100%.
You ain't lying.
Yeah,
I was up late.
We did like a 4.5, almost a 5-hour stream yesterday. I ate and I slept to about 7, 8 o'clock. 100%. That was the reason why I was able to get up so early this morning. 100%. So I slept late yesterday in the daytime.
I started day drinking on the show, so it's like when I got off the show, I was like, you know what I mean? You know, had everything with the kids, whatnot, and I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it, eat some of these mushroom chocolates.
Come on now.
Once my girl was home and everybody's taking care of, like, all right, fuck, I'm getting loaded. I'm retiring to the garage.
Talk about it, man.
It's you know, that's one of my joys in life is working on music and getting loaded. Yeah,
that's what makes you happy.
I'm a simple man. You know what I mean?
That's what I was finna say. That's what makes you happy. We love the simple things, man. Come on now, as we get older. 100%. Facts. Shit, man. Let's get caught up in the chat before we. Oh, I need to play the mission from our sponsors. Lee in the building, top of the morning, aka Ear to the Streets.
What's up, Ear?
Ear said, "Happy motherfucking birthday to Peacock, man."
Hey, happy birthday to our bro Peacock, man.
Ooh, excuse me. We got Derek in the building. Salute, big bro.
Salute, Derek.
He said, "Happy birthday, Peacock." We got Emil in the building, top of the morning. Emil.
Yeah, man. Happy belated birthday to Emil too, man. He's enjoying his birthday week. You know what I mean?
We got Song in the building, top of the morning. Gang.
What's up, Song?
And we got King D in the building. What's up, bro?
LBC, stand up. Look at that. We're from coast to coast and in different countries. Just look at that.
Come on now.
We're in this thing.
Right back, yo. Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. NeonPeacockMerch.com. Slide over there, man. Get yourself locked in. We got a sale coming up. I think it starts next week on the 7th or the 8th, and it's lasting for a few days. 15% flash sale. Ooh, excuse me. Use promo code everything 15, bro, and get yourself a 50% off. 100%.
Yeah.
Getting into the first topic.
Yeah, we got a sale coming up on the 7th, from the 7th to the 9th, so everybody just be on the lookout for that. You know what I mean? This Monday.
Yeah. Right. Switch this shit over. Let's get into the first one. The first one gonna be some oh shit. First one gonna be some let's get the fuck shit out the way first. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Put the wrong one up. Okay. Now this I got it mixed up. So we're gonna take it to a gambling shack. Y'all old school gambling shack. The house always wins.
Okay.
Mama.
Also, the man's facing money laundering after deputies say that he was the ringleader
Can y'all hear it?
Yeah.
behind an illegal. Also new tonight, a Lakeland man's facing money laundering charges after deputies say that he was the ringleader behind an illegal gambling house. Fox 13's Carla Byron spoke with Sheriff today, Sheriff Grady Judd, about this long-term investigation.
39-year-old James Kerr of Lakeland is accused of running an illegal gambling enterprise out of Winter Haven.
We learned that
Shout out
James
to all my
Kerr
poker players.
was running a big-time operation and making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
This building here behind me on Avenue D Southwest,
What's up, Bones
which is
a lot?
currently occupied by a new
They're
business,
bugs.
was one of the main locations where detectives say Kerr was hosting his illegal poker nights. After getting a tip, undercover detectives infiltrated the high poker games and later discovered Kerr would make multiple transactions among various bank accounts. Between 2021 and 2023, detectives say Kerr tried to hide illicit earnings of more than $800,000.
Now,
Damn.
keep in mind, he's also a professional gambler. If you search him up online, you can see that he's won a lot of money legally gambling. But guess what? He became greedy and decided he'd set up his own illegal game, and that's when he got arrested.
You are charged with 3 counts of fraud and money laundering, $100,000 or more, 3 counts of that.
During Kerr's first appearance, his attorney argued the state doesn't have probable cause for the charges.
He got the illegal gambling debts and he put it inside his own bank accounts. It's no different than putting your illegal gambling debts in a sock, and putting it there. That's not the laundry. That's not the washing.
Sheriff Grady Judd says odds are there may be more charges to come.
For those others that were gambling that have not yet been charged, the investigation's not over.
In Polk
give me your
County,
thoughts
Carla.
on that shit, bro.
I mean, why not go to the casino if that's the case, right?
Little gambling ain't gonna hurt nobody, man.
Yeah,
Really?
but out here in the
It's like a
valley, we
friendly
got
dice
bar
game
rooms.
with the Rellies.
Huh?
It's like a friendly dice game with the Rellies.
Yeah, I mean the people actually like the underground gambling spots because whatever, like say, with these new apps, if let's say you'll win 200 on a $500 bet, right? Like as you get closer to the game, whatever game that you betting on, the shit'll dip lower and lower and lower and lower. With the underground joints, not only do you get more money, but it don't change. Getting closer to the game, it doesn't change.
Word.
So you can get it 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes before the game, and it'll still be, your winnings will still be the same. You know what I mean? It's still the reasons why people like messing with the underground as opposed to the legal gambling. People legally gamble too, but it's a reason why people like to go underground with it. You know what I mean? I think the money he made from he probably was doing it for a while. So the money that he made from it, he probably could have set up something legit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much it costs. You know what I mean? But hey man, it's a hustler trying to hustle, man. I can't knock him.
Yeah, for real.
But you can't take money from illicit stuff and just slide it in the legal bank account. You know what I mean?
For real.
Noodles. You know what I'm saying? You can't slide it in the legal bank account and shit like that. So, should have been a little bit more slick on how you did that, because that's gonna leave a paper trail. And even if you don't get caught up, the bank looking at that funny, like, all it takes is them to do the audit, or, you kick off a red flag in the bank. Next thing you know, they checking all your accounts, they checking your transactions. They want to know where all this money came from. Over $10,000.
That's a flag.
That's a flag. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you gotta have proof of funds. So
Yeah, and you got all these cash deposits.
That's where I was gonna go with it, and it said that he racked up over 800 bands, right? So just the interest on that alone, if you putting that in the bank and it's in a high yield saving account or a fucking bond, you know what I mean, to where you can't touch it for 2 years, shit like that.
40,000 a year.
It gains interest on that shit, and you got to report that shit.
40,000 a year for that 800.
100%, you know what I mean? So you definitely got to report that shit. But also it said that Brett is a known professional gambler. So with him being a professional gambler, he got to report his winnings to the IRS 100%. You know what I mean? So he's getting, if you're using illegal money to, say, oh, I'm a professional gambler and use that on your taxes and shit like that, on top of putting the illicit funds, if they can prove that, which they raided the house and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Looks like it's funny for Brett right now, 100%. But
don't look good for the guy. You know
I mean, how much he facing though? Like,
I don't think he would be facing too much time. I think
ain't nobody
the
getting
laundering. The laundering charge is probably what's going to hit him the most, because then that the time is it's specified to the amount of money. So it's like they said, like he already went over 100,000. So I'm wondering if you know what I mean. It levels up just like how back in the days you get caught with X amount of bullets in the clip. There used to be some extra years, right? Like
I don't even know why. The dude from Polk County, that dude just love being on social media, man.
That's why I put him on there, bro. That's why
he just love being on social media, because crimes like that actually feed the ecosystem when it comes to the court system, because there's no violence committed, and then you got to pay for lawyers, you got to pay for bail, you got to pay for this. Everybody eating.
Restitution, fines.
Yeah, and it ain't no violent crime. Those be the cases that they like.
And they know they ain't got to get dirty. All they got to do is just hit it one time, and there you go. I mean, it's gonna be like this.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, take this little 2 years, man. You know what I mean? Get yourself together, man.
But I think they said in the story that they sent somebody in there to go play, or they infiltrated the poker game. So now I don't know if somebody lost a whole bunch of money and was like, man, fuck that. I'm finna rat on everybody, because it had to be like a every Friday night after midnight, or you know what I mean? I'm
gonna tell you right now, the average person that you got to remember when it comes to them illegal gaming spots, it's regular everyday working people that be going there trying to get that money. So they not about to go to jail for you.
You know what? So just speaking
for real.
So Renegade, shout out to Renegade. DC, stand the fuck up. He just hit me not too long. Well, he hit me yesterday, and then he told me Brez back. So he just told me that it's a famous person, famous NBA retired player, a Hall of Fame NBA player in the casino that lost $300K yesterday, and he's back this morning. 100%. I'll tell you on camera who the person is, but yeah, because he worked security. 100%. He's security and all that. You know what I mean? 100%. And he said, Brez down $300K, and he's back already. 100%. So that gambling check, it's like a drug, bro. When motherfuckers get that itch, you know what I mean? It's real. And like you said, it's everyday motherfuckers. We just did a story not too long ago where bruh did a 3,000 bet, so it was 6,000. He did 6 $500 bets. He hit for 400,000, and the casino didn't pay him.
That's right.
That's them playing them games. They like to play like, you crack a machine for a certain amount of bread, and they want to tell you the machine malfunction and all this nonsense. Like, that's another issue,
Or they want to give you they want to be like, all right, here's a penthouse on the house and this and that, and they just want you to get. That's because they want you to stay and spend all that rest of that money.
Yeah,
somehow.
nah, man. My thing is you got casual gamblers that just go there for the aesthetics and go to these spots to get drinks and all that, and then you got the serious gambler. They going up in there to come out with a bag.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Be there all day and night. They'll be there all day and night trying to slap their ass.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They come in there and focus. You know what I mean? So
got this joint called Bay 101 in my hometown, and it's 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, shit, we're falling out the club, faded. Like, fucking, let's go eat at the casino. You know what I mean? And just go over there, fuck around, gamble. But then you always have one of the homies in the group. We go in there, he putting his name down to wait, sit for poker. You know what I mean? I'm
Well,
like, yo, I'm not gonna sit down and play poker right now. But you know what I mean? It's like motherfuckers get around them tables and they really get down. Like, okay, hold on. Like Kev get down.
yeah, he do.
You know what I mean? When he was in Vegas, he was like, all right, I'll be back, y'all. You know what I mean?
He
Be
good
gone
at
for a
that
couple
shit
hours.
too, though. That motherfucker good at that shit.
Yeah, hell
people
yeah.
out
Yeah,
here
he
that
came
be
back with some
flying
cake.
out to Vegas just to go gamble, just to go get that money.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Man.
And like all my older rallies before the Indian casinos was smacking, you know, Reno ain't too far away, or Tahoe, you know what I mean? They'll go up here, you know, and go get on the tables 100%. Yeah, though, man. It's just this story right here came across my, you know, the first thing I thought of was just a friendly, you know what I mean, friendly light type shit. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a motherfucker house be known as the gambling house. You know, it don't be, an everyday like thing, but 3-4 times out the week, the rallies come through, man. And you know what I mean? So, like I said, they said they infiltrated the game. So somebody must have got sour or something about the shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or someone could have got robbed too.
I don't think it's that easy to open up a gambling spot like that, like a legit gambling spot, because they be looking. Your zoning got to be on point. It got to be in a certain place. You know what I'm saying? Your machines and all that stuff got to
Where's
be
Jay
inspected.
trying to open up a casino at? I heard Jay was trying to open up because I called him Jay like I know him and shit.
Yeah, in the middle of Manhattan, Jay-Z. Yeah, I heard, but
Is that a secondary for gambling?
On the apps?
Huh?
Y'all could do the apps out there too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, in Jersey, like, you know what I mean, they could do, you know, it's
All the
gambling is legal in Jersey.
Yeah, right.
All the betting apps.
In New York,
That's
they be wanting you to go to the a lot of them apps don't be working in New York like that. They be wanting you to go to the actual gambling spot. People don't be wanting to go there, man.
My mama. Yeah, because we can't do sports betting.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, we could do sports
Don't
bet
work
now.
for us. We don't got it in the state. You know what I mean? You got to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's stupid because that would bring a lot of money in. But see, what it does is that when it's like that, it just keeps the underground shit open.
The shit was on the ballot, so they had it on the state ballot. Was it last year, year before last? Because you got the Indian casinos that want in on it, and then you got the apps that's trying to, you know what I mean, do it. So you know what I mean, they fighting for that shit 100%. So we can't do it out here.
Yeah, that's dumb because you just passing up money for no reason. Like that's dumb. What is the significance of not having it there? You know what I mean?
That's just like the medicine.
Yeah, it's half-assed in New York now. Like, you know, you could do some apps, you know, stuff like that. But before, it was absolutely no. I mean,
I wonder in Florida they could do the apps and all that shit. That's why they mad because Derek said I'm straight with what Boy was doing. They just mad because they didn't get their cut. Oh
yeah,
my
bro.
That's
I mean, if you're operating something like that that's making a lot of money, there's gonna be some crooked police that come around and be like, listen, just go ahead and kick a little something down. We'll make sure you're all right. You know what I mean? Because that could have been what happened. Like what they said in the clip. I'm pretty sure there'll be more charges, right?
But you
They're
know
like,
what,
we're just
though?
pulling back the layers barely. You know what I mean? Like,
if he got past regular police running that spot, the feds probably would have picked him up. He would have got big enough to would have.
Very true.
Got him.
I mean, that's a lot of money. And then you know what I'm saying, like.
Shit.
And then the promoting it online, always fucking people just fuck up doing that.
Oh no, you can't do that. That's not how that thing goes.
They do that shit every time too. I'm like, why do all these? That's where they fuck up. They're trying to show like, listen, come over here. You know what I mean? We really getting it.
Yeah, that's not how that thing goes.
Bro, some of them dudes at that poker game that he was hosting, some of them motherfuckers, since he's a professional gambler, he might have met some of them motherfuckers at the table at the casino that he was going to, and was like, man, look, man, come pull up over here. I got the spot for us.
I mean, you know, they definitely go get that, especially if it's, you know, it's ran right. You know what I mean? People go spend their money.
All day, every day, right? They have these poker, they have the tournaments, and then they also have the cash games at that casino I was telling y'all about, Bay 101, right? And like they'll have in those tournaments routinely, you'll have WSOP caliber players that play. You know what I mean? All day. It's like they're basically hook, line, and sinking these motherfuckers Like, oh, I'm gonna join a tournament. You know what I mean? And that's the motherfuckers you run into. That's why, like, when I used to love the Poker Shack specifically because, like, it's just people I know. You know what I mean? It's people from the hood, and yeah, there ain't nobody no professional gamblers. But like, cause that's the professional gamblers are professionals for a reason, man. They gonna get your ass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My mama. Y'all got anything going out on this one?
Man, little gambling never hurt nobody, man. Free him, man.
Come on now.
Right.
He ain't hurt nobody,
he gonna be
man.
behind the walls taking
He
numbers.
ain't take nothing from nobody and nothing, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, he gonna be hitting motherfuckers on the poker table in the day room.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, my mama.
It ain't gonna stop.
It ain't gonna stop.
Oh, they can't wait for somebody like him to pull up.
For real though, to organize it for real too. That's part of it.
King D said the Chinese is known for them underground casino and gambling rings on everything.
Yeah, and you don't want to go over there neither, bruh. Those are the days you fucking with mafia now. You know what I mean? You go over there and win too much money, you'll never come out of that motherfucker.
Like you gotta take it in stride, man. Yeah, pace yourself, man. But it's dudes that be coming off. But I know a couple spots I made back in the days, man. Like, it's spots where you could go solo, which is the best ones. Like, they pretty much lock you in this room and everything bulletproofed up. Like, and, you take your win and you know what I'm saying? Like nobody know when you're going in, nobody know when you're going out. It's all concealed. I ain't even gonna give up they shit, you know what I'm saying? As far as like where they at, man, it don't even matter. But the main thing is you go in dolo, you come out dolo. You know what I'm saying? And they got the ones where it's like a spot. So everybody
you gotta be
in
brought
there.
in those spots.
Yeah, to see them spots right there, those are spots where shit can go left because it's people watching you come off. And then you don't know if the person behind the counter tipping they people
Tipping
off.
the people up, yeah.
It's not, there's sloppy ran spots and then there's more professional ran spots. Like that's underground, you feel me?
100%. Man, we just did another story, big bro, about matter of fact, in Tampa at the fucking Seminole Casino, the Hard Rock, where the motherfucker is ramming people as they leave. He hit the person. Motherfucker hit for 30.
Yeah, he was fender bending. Boom. And then they pull over and then he'll stick them up because then this is motherfuckers who just left the casino after hitting. You know what I mean? They hit, 3, 4, 3,800, 4,800, whatever the fuck it is. They walk out the casino. And I was telling when we were watching this clip, I'm like, they probably got a security guard or somebody that's in there that's tipping them off. Like, okay, look out, green Honda, a fucking white dude, just won like 4,500. He's coming your way. Like, you know what I mean?
Because I know the casino, I went to the Hard Rock recently and like in Florida, but they Hard Rock is in a whole nother area. You can pull up there, it's Raris and Bentleys and all kinds of shit in front of that joint.
It's a show.
Yeah,
and that's the one. That's the one we were talking about. That one you went to, that's definitely the one.
That's not Seminole. I don't think that's
the one we were talking about was in Tampa. I think Big
Bro.
Yeah.
You're right. You did say it was in Tampa.
Yeah.
We got a Hard Rock out here, right? I think Song lives by not far from
it was about 40 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
Everything. Facts. Matter of fact, Song said
Hard Rock got some cool food.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's not bad. I haven't been there that long, but I remember
the noodle bar. The noodle bar is all right.
Noodle bar?
But it's okay. It just got a long ass line for no reason. People just hungry from drinking. That's all that is.
Oh, everything.
And they be the only one open.
And fucking Thunder Valley, when Thunder Valley first opened up, because we don't got no Fat Burger out here. That was like one of the most popular spots.
Oh shit, B. Hey, they opened up a Fat Burger.
No, I never ate Fat Burger. Wait, did I? Yeah, no, I did eat Fat Burger before. I did eat Fat Burger before.
Fat Burger goes crazy.
Everything.
Yeah, I remember they had one in Vegas, and then I would trip out like, oh shit, there's a Fat Burger.
I hate to admit this, but I never had Roscoe's before.
Word. Hey, you know what? I just found out that Cameron's family started Roscoe's.
I don't.
Wow.
Who?
Cameron, like his uncle, because like him and Sin City, they were having an argument of who out of Harlem's had the longest run. You know what I mean? And then he was like, all right, look, my uncles you got to give it to my uncles. They own Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And I was like, oh, word.
But Roscoe's is a franchise.
Yeah. But I guess they started. They're the
They
OG
started
that
it?
went to Long Beach, opened up the first one, and then
That's
you know what I mean.
crazy.
That's his
That's
claim to
crazy.
fame. I never. It's funny because I never fact checked this shit.
Yeah, I gotta see what's up with that. 'Cause I never
Yeah,
heard
check it
that
out.
before.
I sent the clip in the OJ. That last little YouTube clip I sent because that's where he's arguing with Sid, and then
Oh,
that's why I was like, I put it in there. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know they owned Roscoe. His family owns
To
Roscoe.
me, when I look at Roscoe Chicken and Waffles, that shit look basic as hell. Like, I'm
It's
sorry.
fucking fire. It doesn't. It
It
might
look
not look the
basic as
best. This is
hell.
what my girl said too. She said, it doesn't look appealing until like because I used to go every time we would go to Disneyland. I'd be like, let's go to Roscoe's, and I end up just getting Roscoe's by myself. So then one day, you know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, just try this the dark meat chicken goes crazy, and then boom, she was hooked. I'm like, come on. You know what I mean? She's like that. Every time we used to come here, you would tell me, I'm like, yeah, and you ain't gonna get me away from the Roscoe's. And now the kids love it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, chicken and waffles is, like, the Roscoe's. I mean, and with all that bullshit I've been hearing about, nah. Chicken and waffles, nah, man. I take my ass over to Marathon Burger. Go give me some tiger shrimp.
Come on now, hey, one of the
There you go. Give me a Wagyu burger.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Live out there in the group chat, he blasted him eating at the motherfucker at the marathon on everything.
Oh,
Facts.
Oh, Marathon, yeah, man. I want to go out there, man.
Dang, when we pulled up that menu, that shit sound hella good though. I ain't gonna lie.
I seen Young Thug in that joint, and he ran into DDG with that cornball. But yeah, like that dude be saying dumb shit, but that's a whole other story.
He's funny.
Yeah, I seen Young Thug in there though. You know what I mean? Then Lola Brooke went out there. Like all the celebrities, they be pulling up. They be pulling up to support. You know what I'm saying?
Has Thug dropped any music
yet? Out there. Nah, I ain't hearing nothing from Thug, man.
On some shit. I think him and Baby and somebody else got a song.
Okay.
But fucking
Future,
he's trying to revoke his probation.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
She's an idiot.
That ain't happening. She need to focus on Trump putting her in his crosshairs. That's what you need to focus on. And man, you do a BS case. Man, your man got around it. Now you still mad? Like, man, chill out, shorty.
Yeah, for real. And the homie, she was fucking the homie. Like, it's all bad.
Allegedly.
I mean, and I guess now it's her. It's only her word because dude is unfortunately not with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
He said it's all about the money, nothing else. He really didn't do too much. Yeah, he was stupid. Lee put in the money in his bank account that he didn't do jack shit.
I mean, well, get a safe maybe, because it's like, I guess like once you start to get bigger, everyone's gonna know you housing all this money. So I guess he was in a rock and a hard place, but it was definitely. I mean, there was other smarter ways to launder that money. Maybe start a construction company. Do something.
I remember Rallo, he did one of his interviews when he came home. He said he'd be dropping his bread off in a safety box. You know
okay, that's smart. Safety deposit boxes because you allegedly you're a solo and no cameras when they put you in a room and you're able to put whatever contents into the box. You know what I mean?
That's where my mom used to keep like birth certificates, social security cards, passports, and all that shit. She'd keep that shit there on everything. Thanks. Derek said, "Yeah, we got DraftKings and Caesar Sportsbook app two here in New Jersey."
Yeah, the Caesars and MGM and those betting apps, they started like going into states and being like, okay, I'm fucking with this state now. So you know what I mean? You can't allow these other woo wops, and so like you go down to like Louisiana, you can't fuck with nothing but Caesars.
I ain't gonna front. Some games is better to play in person though. Like all like the old school games like roulette, blackjack, and all that. It's better to play that in person.
For sure. And like for me, I'm real specific because I used to be a degenerate gambler, but now if I gamble, it's in good fun. Like I only will play single deck blackjack. You know what I mean? I'm only gonna play cash games if I play poker. I'm only gonna fucking And when I play roulette, I don't do the numbers. I just do black or red. I'm like,
Yeah.
before I was a super degenerate gambler. I'm playing the cash game while waiting for my name to be called in a tournament. You know what I'm saying? We're, you know, playing fucking the 4-deck blackjack, which is hella reckless. Like if you ask me.
I'm more in the sports betting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because you gotta study the game. It's more calculated. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we got to get Slim in one of these fantasy leagues one day. Because Slim's like a calculated dude. I think you would enjoy it because I don't even call fantasy football gambling, if you ask me, because unless you're playing like daily sports, right? Like a daily fantasy. But like when you play season long, where it's like, you know, you're one of 12 people, and you know, heads up week to week and shit like that. That shit fun as a motherfucker. That shit that actually helped me stop gambling for real. Like I got into fantasy. I was like, all right, fuck all
Only
this.
way I get my fix in for sure.
Yeah, because man, shout out to my man Diamond Joe and the whole Eastside League, brother. The Eastside League is like it's all the poker shack homies. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers is at the shack every night playing poker, playing cash games. You know what I mean? And
there it
every
is.
night.
Well, we got the streets in the building, man. He went did some homework for us. He said Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles is owned by the Herb Hudson family, who founded the restaurant chain in 1975.
So where Herb Hudson is from, that's what you gotta say, like where they from.
Yeah, because his in that clip I sent y'all, his claim to fame is that he's like, yeah, I know Roscoe's some West Coast shit, but niggas don't know. My uncle started that shit. It started by Harlem, and he was adding that to like his claim to fame that like when people out of Harlem that had a long run, he's got to put his uncle in there because Roscoe's still going strong until this day. You know what I mean? I mean, if there's some validity to it, it's true. I mean, Roscoe's got kind of like a cult following. Like there's some people that tell you Roscoe's is trash, and then but they ain't never tried it.
So it's just like Waffle House, and I know, you know, my people from the South, man, they gonna get on me for this, but I don't care for Waffle House.
I love it. I love Waffle House. I love Waffle
basic
House.
menu, man. Like I don't care for Waffle House. That basic menu that you can make at the man. Listen, I don't really care for Waffle House. That menu was short. I was like, what? This is all y'all serve? Oh no. No.
Yeah, man, that shit goes crazy to me.
I think
also like, how about this? Like Denny's. I don't think I've ate Denny's sober in probably like 20 years.
Those are places.
I don't think, you know what I mean? As a kid, I used to love going to Denny's. Like when on road trips and shit. Like, oh, cool, Denny's, and I get a shake, Oreo shake, and chicken fried steak and things. But I'm like, I don't remember if Denny's was any kind of good because anytime I've ate in the last 20 years, I was faded in the middle of the night.
Yeah, those are places like, you know, you go and you just like, you know, you probably drunk and you just trying to get some, you know what I mean, real fat. Like that, those are not places where you really like sit up there and trying to dine. Man, hell no. Denny's,
yeah, like I'm probably not sitting down
Waffle House,
at Denny's.
Those is like tier one, you know what I mean? Tier one spots, man. Like they're not really up the ladder, you know.
My bad. I hit the power button on the outlet. I was trying to plug my massager. My bad. Let's get into the next one, bro. Oh fuck.
Man, I want some Roscoe's right now.
So
the Lad TV YouTube master.
Huh?
No, I was asking Bogey, does he put syrup on his chicken?
Fuck no.
No, they got to be on a different plate.
I do hot
sauce.
I
don't mix sweet with salt. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit cannot touch.
I do appreciate their waffles, but almost 100% of the time, I'm not getting their waffles. Their cornbread goes crazy. So I just get the chicken and the mashed potato or the little country potatoes, and I'm good to go. I don't care for their mac and cheese, and then they got their chili cheese. They had chicken chili cheese fries. That shit was fire.
We got Minnesota Den in the building this morning. Top of it, big bro.
What's that, Denny?
He said, top of it, fellas. Sorry to bust in on the show. One of our own needs some prayers. Viking Kev's daughter is in the hospital with a collapsed lung. She may need to have a lung transplant. 100%.
Oh, no.
Bro, nothing but prayers up for little mama.
Prayers up.
Yeah.
100%.
Damn, shout out to Viking Kev, man.
Viking Kev.
I'm gonna shoot him a text.
100%. Nothing but prayers up, man.
Man, that's sad, B.
Prayers up. Prayers up, man. Prayers up. You already know, big bro. 100%. We got Peacock in the building. Happy Saturday. Happy birthday, big bro.
Yeah, man, happy birthday, Peacock.
Yeah. Let's get into the next.
So the Vlad TV YouTube Masterclass is part of the membership on our YouTube channel.
Right.
You know, before that, for the last about 3 years or so, we had like the $5 membership, which allows you to get the full interview usually on the first day, if not on the first day, in the first few days, before it's publicly released, which sometimes takes a month or two. So this is a different tier of that. And for $100 a month, it's a set of exclusive classes that break down everything that I've learned. There's a whole video about how to book celebrity guests, you know, all the various ways and all the pitfalls and some of the mistakes that we made along the way. There's an episode about the equipment. So there's a $100 setup, which you could do with a cell phone and a digital recorder and a small light. And then there is like the $40,000 setup that's in our New York studio. And it breaks it all down. It shows it for the first time, shows the software that we use, the lighting, the actual cameras and why we use them and so forth. And, you know, kind of, that's actually the most popular video right now.
Really? Because they
and over the years, I think in my promo, I said I made over like $30 million, you know, over the course of my YouTube career, which started in 2008. So there's different classes, and it's completely exclusive to this, where the first class is the breakdown of what you should focus on, what you should avoid, and kind of the basic elements that Vlad TV used in the very beginning that we.
There we go, right there. Give me your thoughts on what we just watched from Vlad.
Nah, you giving some good game, you know, but the games be sold, not told. So, you know, got to sell it.
Yeah, and that's what he doing for show too with the little I think it's what, it's $100 a month or something like that for that. Or there's tiers to it, he said.
Yeah, I mean 6 million subscribers, shit, you know. That's somebody to hear from, you know what I'm saying? A perspective just to hear from. You feel me?
That's a pretty good ratio. 6 million. He says he made over $30 million and he has about 6 million followers, right, or subs right now.
Yeah.
He did his thing. It's hard to hate on Vlad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, but I think, you know, you gotta pay for the game. You know what I'm saying? You wanna learn the game, you gotta pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, because it takes a lot. Like, I think people don't realize that you know, podcasting and running the show and all that, you know, it starts out simple, but then when you trying to actually have like a real show, because all these things are is just you practicing to have the real thing, you know, until you get the real thing. You know what I mean? So if you know, you doing interviews with your cell phone, eventually, you know, you stay on it, you're gonna graduate to doing interviews and full out studios, and, you know what I'm saying? You know, with big cameras around and all that. You feel me? But it's work though. It's definitely work. You know what I mean? When you want to get it to look a certain way and have your aesthetics and then your sound and visuals and, you know, then your topics, what you're talking about, like, you know, just to make that whole thing come together, the editing, all of that. It's a lot that goes into it. It's simple. It could be simple, but then as you move along, you trying to really turn it into something real, some real revenue, it gets complex. For sure.
Yeah, and that is pretty cool. Like, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the allure of doing YouTube content is like when people look up to guys like Vlad or Ak, and they want to, you know what I mean? They try to fall in, even though unknowingly they're just jumping into a saturated game. Still, if you want to have an actual good attempt at it, you know, utilizing some of these guys' tools and things that their setups, and, you know, it's not a bad idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you gotta like, well, you gotta work with what your budget can allow. So
facts.
You might only have enough to start off with a phone, you know, a light, you know what I'm saying, a little sound recorder, small joint, you know what I mean? You know, but it as you move along, you know, you'll require, you know, your stuff will require better equipment. But You know, at the end of the day, you know, you got to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody ain't going to just like stand the test of time and that stuff too. A lot of people try stuff, and then after a while, they fall off. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, man. I love what we just seen in that little bit of a conversation. 100%. Also, that conversation started off with Adam talking about how he wished he wouldn't have bought the building, and now a little bit viral shit is about how they saying Adam, you know, because Adam
He gone broke.
100%. You know, what I mean, that's how
You know what's crazy? Why
He ain't
put that
going
out
broke.
there
He
if it
just
is
downsizing.
true?
he just trying to get some clicks.
He downsizing. He not going broke. Downsizing when you feel like you bit off a little bit more you can chew. You want to bring down your overhead, so you gotta cut certain things. You know what I mean? The studio being one of them. Probably paying too much money in
I mean,
rent.
he said he bought that building for $5 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you got to shoot a lot of porn to make that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
That's
the
why
thing is,
didn't old girl get $1 million to with whatever Jason Love dude, right? They got $1 million. Like he's probably like, listen, babe, you got to do this. You know what I mean?
yeah,
This is a
you know
meal
what I
ticket
mean?
right here. We're $5 million in the hole from the fucking goddamn
Yeah,
building.
he's just downsizing. That's all.
But he's downsized before. Remember when he said he was taking off the news, he was taking off certain hosts, let certain hosts go, you know what I mean? That was just last year. You know what I mean? So he's been downsizing, you know what I mean? And even I think he's only been in the studio for 3 years now.
I said it's hard.
But what I told you, I said you can run the numbers up with his type of content, but as you move along, you know, I don't know if that type of content is sustainable. You know what I'm saying?
And they have a lot of content that gets demonetized. So like it might run up and then they'll demonetize it. And it's like
that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's sustainable in the long run. You know what I mean? You could start off like that to run the numbers up, get everybody's attention, but I don't know if the low vibrational type of content is like it's sustainable as you move along. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying it's hard to hate on Vlad. It's easy to hate on Adam.
You notice Vlad,
I can't stand that shit.
He don't really bring them type of rappers on there like that, like he used to. You know, he bring people that got experience. He bring people that, you know, bring different types of conversations to the forefront.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He tells people's stories. When you go on Vlad, you're gonna go from the beginning or whatever your journey is. You know what I mean? And he's gonna document it from the beginning.
I don't know if motherfuckers believe in UFOs and extraterrestrial shit, but he just had Greer on there, and Greer's an interesting motherfucker in my opinion, 100%. So I tuned into all those clips. I haven't watched the whole interview yet, but I turned into a lot of the clips that he dropped for Dr. Greer, and that was just about.
Vlad, he's starting to get into that realm of things too. Now, even interviewing whistleblowers and ex-government officials and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you see
he's able to evolve.
Yeah. So you have to evolve in this game, like especially you got to give people like more interesting content and interesting conversations. Like people, like you gotta understand, like the average everyday person, they ain't getting up listening to the street shit every day. Who got shot and who did some dumb shit. Like, they ain't tune into that every day. They tune into, podcasts about their finances and credit and real estate and self wellness, you know what I'm saying? Self-help, how-tos, you know what I mean? Those are the real content that really run up the bag. Like, you know what I mean? Content that can help you throughout your everyday life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how-tos, tutorials.
Yeah, tutorials, all that, reviews on certain products so you can kind of, see what it is with something before you spend your money on it. You know what I mean? Those are the content, the usable content. You know what I mean? Those are content that really run up the bag. You feel me? Like, content about who got shot and who going to jail and all that shit is irrelevant in the real world, to be honest.
I like Adam 22 to me in a nutshell. It's like he's a lucky motherfucker because it's like he's like moderately making some noise, does the interview with XXX Tentacion. Tentacion gets killed, then his interview blows him up now. You know what I mean? Because it was the only like long conversation interview that anyone's ever had with him
But
on
you know what it
on
is?
camera.
I don't blame Adam for how he's moving, because it's like in the beginning, because it's like people more concerned with what the artist doing outside the music than the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when it comes to rap, so it's like you gotta somewhat involve yourself in the drama. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you gotta, if you're gonna speak on an artist, you gotta speak on all that other shit they got going on.
Damn, bro. I just realized that Adam 22, he definitely did evolve as well. Like how we're talking about how Vlad evolved, only he evolved to do the fuck shit like
But
that.
see, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna
He
tell you
evolved
something
to
else
like do
though.
more grandiose fuck shit. Like
But see,
he's literally got some of his guys tied up in some shit right now for what they said on
yeah,
his
but
joint.
look, he came from the BMX world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a lane that he could travel down, because he was a BMX rider for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was like sponsored and shit.
Yeah. So that's a lane right there. You could travel down as far as what kind of bikes to get, bike reviews.
Yeah, he had a bike shop originally, right? Like that, the original podcast little area was in the back of a bike shop that he owned, or he was
I
renting.
don't know. I know he used to do it with this dude from I don't know if the dude was from Long Beach or something.
Yeah, because they had their joint. It was on Melrose. Because I remember passing by it, like, because it was like very well known.
So he got a viral moment on that.
Someone runs up, tries to shoot him.
Well, he just ran in there and tried to rob him, but I think they said it was a fake gun.
Okay, and what's crazy is that the security with a real gun, doesn't he draw down and he doesn't fire though? I'm like, yo, you got to fire at this man, bro.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. What kind of security is that?
My thing, I love what Vlad is offering though, bro. 100%. And somebody said it about just $100 setup. You know what I mean? When you first jump into this shit, you know what I mean? You don't have to have all the glitz and glamour of the technology and shit like that, man. You just got to get dedicated and find out what you want to get on this motherfucker talking about 100%. And he also said that in one of the that he's offering in the classes on how to find your niche. That's what they call this shit on YouTube, is finding your niche. Your niche is the main thing that you want to talk about. And once you get that going, then you know how to attack, continue to further in your content and your YouTube career 100%, you know what I mean? And then also when he said about the setup, he also said the software and shit like that. See, now that'd be hella interesting too, though. You know what I mean? To be able to how is he producing this extra quality content? Because when you watch Vlad shit, this shit is crisp. You know what I mean? 100%. You can fire that shit up on your TV and have no problem. You know what I mean? So that's a damn good, that's some damn good information. And like y'all said, man, it costs to be the boss. You know what I mean? The game is sold to be told 100%. You know what I mean? But I ain't mad at it. I definitely love it. It was hella interesting to me when I seen that.
Yeah, the software.
So did you buy one of the tiers or?
Hell no, I ain't buy one of the motherfucking tiers. Fuck that.
Hey, you know what though? I'm down to throw like $33 or whatever between the three of us. We just, we get the $100, just peep it. You know what I mean?
What we gonna do is we're gonna screen record that shit and then sell it for $50.
We're gonna sell it for we'll sell it for 25. Who want it?
Just play it. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what's funny about Vlad is like he is the ultimate Jew. You know what I mean? Like, like, listen, I can show you the way. It's gonna cost you though. You know what I mean? Like everything.
I mean, the game is to be sold.
Doing it the right
you
way.
know what I'm saying? The game is to be sold.
Yeah, come on. You know what I mean? I'm unofficially Jewish.
Nobody ain't giving up their special sauce, especially when it take time and trial and error to get that stuff to work at perfection. Like,
you can't just give the
recipe.
Ain't
nobody just giving that recipe away. That stuff I'm trying to figure some stuff out right now that I just finally got used to get it to run halfway decent. And it's like that took me a while just to, put that together. So imagine somebody saying, yeah, just teach me all that. No.
Yeah, y'all ever heard of the TriCaster?
Gotta pay to go. Huh?
The TriCaster, you ever heard of that? It's like an interface, but it's also a program. So like back in 2019 or 2018, when I first had the idea, like, okay, I'm gonna do a podcast. Some of the shit I fucked with, obviously, like everyone else, Joe Rogan. And so I was like, boom, I started Googling, what does Joe Rogan and them use? And then like I found out like his engineer went to Full Sail, which is dope. Jamie went to Full Sail because some of my guys went to Full Sail. But long story longer, they used a TriCaster, and that's I was like, it was like 3 bands for like the lower tier program. And then the interface was however many racks it was. And I was just like, never mind. I was like, and I was really gonna buy this shit, and then try to like have to watch all these tutorials and learn how to use this shit. And then my man's like, bro, you make music, just make the podcast audio first. I'm like, you're right, because I already had everything. But now here I am, I'm trying to like expand this shit, and I'm like, you know what? I might as well get this thing going because that thing's gonna stop me from going. Like the time it would take for me to learn this shit. And then I just figured out like, oh man, shit, we can make the most out of what we got. You know what I mean?
Bro, all our old shit. So I think this is our 5th year in this shit, maybe 6 years. I think we fired
2019. I think y'all launched the same time around the same time as me.
We fired that bitch up with strictly iPhones. That's it, 100%. Nothing but iPhones. Our first. Because we got like 700 videos on this motherfucker, right? So like our first 200 videos is all off the iPhone, bro. 100%, bro. Oh my mama. We ain't did nothing, even though we ain't made not one dime off this motherfucker, but we still keeping the lights on in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Due to everybody that's tapped in with us, and you know what I mean. It's fueling a motherfucking passion to keep firing this bitch up. You know what I mean? Motherfucker in love for it. In love with it for the game, you know what I mean? Because a motherfucker would have been tapped out. But if it do boom, you know what I mean? There it is there. And the motherfucker has made sacrifices to invest into this shit, you know what I mean? Hoping that it do, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. I love what Vlad did right there 100%. And then also, like, when you're a small channel like we are, it's other small channels or motherfuckers that have got to the medium like type shit, that do give the game too. You know what I mean? You can go find tutorials on how to start your podcast, what to use, how to make your thumbnails, how to make your graphics, shit like that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, when you want to have a certain aesthetic, though, it's you gotta put that work in. It's a lot of different things you gotta learn how to do. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't lying.
Just like something as simple as thumbnails. Thumbnails is tedious. You know what I mean? I could do them, but I hate doing them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We're very fortunate that we have one of the baddest motherfuckers in the game. Shout out to the Neon Peacock. Because definitely, like, you'll see the difference. Like, I remember they had the NFL Simpsons game this year. So I was like, Peacock, no, it was actually JD. He was like, do a thumbnail with all of us as the Simpsons characters. And bro, that shit ran up like crazy. And people were pointing out the thumbnail, like, oh man, that thumbnail hard. You know what I mean? Like,
it's facts.
Yeah, it was just like, you know what I mean? And then we're like, okay, we got something here. We started putting the shirts out of all of us as Simpsons characters. And then now people, they start hitting up Peacock like, yo, how much to make me a Simpson guy? You know what I mean? And then, it was one of those things, but people love the aesthetic. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what they tell you.
It helps draw them in.
When you go watch them startup channels and shit like that, they tell you, your thumbnail is also what helps make that shit pop. And you said the aesthetic. So when you sliding through your feed, the thumbnail just might grab you and just make you want to click on the video. It might be something that you might not even be totally interested in, but yet the thumbnail make you want to touch on that. Make you want to click on the video. You know what I mean? 100%.
There it is. We need thumbnails that want to make them touch me.
Shout out to Paul. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. Y'all got anything going out on this one?
I mean,
the game is to be sold.
Not sold.
There it is. There, 2 times. 100%. Let them know, man. Oh my mama. Let's get into this last one, fellas. This one.
There's a
Project Wise?
Yes, that's the culmination
2
of
or
like
3.
Magnum opus is going to be 3. The core is going to say 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
The core is going to say 2, but for the world,
it's 3.
It's 3.
Yeah.
But wait, my secondary question would be: does he regard that as his magnum opus, or does he still feel like he has not made that project that will ultimately define his legacy in a pretty pink bow, and he can literally do nothing like after that?
No, I think he 100% feels like he has that project ready.
Question, Joe, do you feel like
and it's 2 or 3.
Do you feel like as fans of these artists from the beginning?
Okay, so my bad, y'all. We didn't get enough context to the clip, but what they're talking about is Lil Wayne, and does he feel like he has
his legacy trapped by his own legacy or
well,
something?
So that's what the whole video is about. But that portion of what we talking about right there in the video is that. So she says magnum opus, and I flipped it and asked, does Lil Wayne feel like he has his all eyes on me? So what she said the magnum opus is, and somebody can Google it right now.
It's the piece de resistance. It's their fucking it's the culmination of their work. Their best project is essentially.
Okay, there it is there. So does Lil Wayne feel like he has he created his best masterpiece?
His best project? I mean, I don't know how he feels about it, but I think that them days is gone. I don't think people really checking for Lil Wayne to be dropping new projects like that.
I think he did too many drugs, and he just didn't focus. I mean, he went on this he had crazy runs, crazy mixtape run, crazy feature run. You know what I mean?
I just think that he hit his peak. You know, to me, I think he was trying to retire when the Carter, I think it was Carter 5. He was trying to retire.
Yeah, it was pressing. I mean, that shit with him.
Yeah, that was like 11 years ago.
Yeah, he was trying to retire around that time, and I think like that whole situation with Birdman and the courts and all that stuff, it kind of threw that whole stuff for a loop. But he was ready to get out the game anyway back then. So for him trying to say, "Well, we dropping a new album right now," it's like, nah, bro. I don't know about that, bro.
I mean, he dropped that album with Rich the Kid too, that no one really knows about. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think people really checking for him like that. Like, I think it's cool. Okay, you come in the game, you might drop a freestyle. You know what I'm saying, something like that. But you know that performance I seen at the Hot Boys reunion, man, I was just like, nah, bro.
That's why he didn't. That's why they didn't offer him that thing.
Yeah, go on, get up out of here, man. Like.
That's why they didn't offer him the Super Bowl for real. They're like, listen,
go sit down, man.
Case closed.
You know what I mean? So I think he's hit his peak already. I don't see no resurgence of Lil Wayne. Like I don't see it.
I think Wayne to me is gonna be regarded as a legendary MC because also like when you come from an area where it's like like he's the guy out of Louisiana. When you're talking like Louisiana, you're thinking No Limit and Cash Money, and he definitely, carved his own with Young Money, and I mean he's responsible for artists like Drake and Nicki Minaj. So he has a legacy. I think he just I don't even know like if I could put him in, if I'm talking about lyricism, like I think he's not even in my top 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
Like I'll put Jada Kiss over him or even Fabulous. Like these motherfuckers, like Wayne.
I feel like when you talk about GOAT, to me it don't change. Jay-Z, that like when you talk about GOAT, like for me it don't change.
I throw Mac Dre in there too because that's just a personal thing that I grew up on. But yeah, Jay-Z.
He just had the perfect balance of everything. Jada Kiss could have had a better career, but he wasn't putting out projects like that.
Mm-hmm.
He put out mixtapes, but he wasn't dropping no albums like that. He'll be waiting man long to drop an album. People got tired of that shit, man.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
One of my favorite Jadakiss songs is Cutlass. That's it. Go listen to that. He talk his shit. It's like a West Coast song to me. Oh my mama, hop out the floor and jump in the cut. I forgot how that shit go. That shit slap too, man. Go check that out. Jadakiss. It's on the album where he got the bronze, like he's in the Hall of Fame. I forgot the name of that album. That's the album
Kiss
cover.
the Game Goodbye.
Huh?
What is it? Is it
Got the name? Is it Leg? No, it's
that
like
that was the headband days. That was when everyone used to wear the headbands if you're bald.
What did he used to call himself? The Best What? He calls himself something, and I think that's the name of the album. Damn, I forgot what he called it. Yeah, man, fucking Cutlass, man, 100%. But back, the thing with Wayne is right, like how you know, when she said opus magnus or whatever the fuck she said, right? Does he feel like he has that album or that body of work? And
right now?
Am I the only one who also wants to tell her, shut the fuck up, bitch? What you know about opus magnus?
You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you mean like right now, currently, does he have that? Or did he have that?
So what I'm thinking that they're saying is, you know, his a classic album, you know, whatever. Like you got Prince, Purple Rain, like when we was talking about it, the Jeezy,
Michael Jackson, Off the Wall,
something like that.
Yeah, he has the album already.
As long as Wayne has been in the game, does he have something like that? And see, when me and Slim was on the phone talking about this shit, right? See, Tupac is my favorite rapper of all time, right? And even though All Eyes on Me is Diamond, and a lot of motherfuckers' favorite album, or you know, just his, you know, they call it that up there, but that's not my favorite album. See, Me Against the World and Machiavelli is my favorite album, right? 100%. And like how they was talking on that little clip, they say the Carter 2 and 3, especially 3, because that's his highest selling album.
Yeah, and that's why he said the world will view that one in the 100%.
And that's when he was totally at his peak. But that's not my favorite either. Motherfucking the Carter 1 is my favorite album of his, 100%. Even all the only really album that I really didn't fuck with, and even though this is my era of throwing it up like that, is just Lights Out. All the other shit, bro, is like all the way smashed throughs, bro. The 500 Degrees, the first album, The Block is Hot, like, bro, that shit is all classic shit to me, 100%.
I mean, I don't think that Lil Wayne music is classic music though.
I was just about to say that, like, I don't think anyone's gonna like what I'm about to say, but I don't.
I'm telling you, I don't feel like that.
But see,
Carter 2 bothers me. You got Gilly writing all of it, and Gilly's like writing his best, and then he's writing some of Wayne's best lyrics, if you ask me, and then at the same time, Wayne is doing his best Jay-Z delivery to it. You know what I mean?
And it's like, you know,
thing is Toucan Sam Net. Like I hated that shit. Like, yo, you're just trying to.
We were talking about when movies come out, when music come out in certain decades, in certain eras of your life. So when bruh was coming up and didn't even have a solo album yet, and was just featured on all his label mates projects, and then even the Hot Boys album, the anticipation for when bruh dropped his own album and coming up as a 14, 13-year-old all the way through the game, like when that shit was going on and where I was at in my life, that's why I say it's classic, because that's all I was slapping. 100%. That shit resonated with me in my life where I was going through. So all them whole little eras of, you know what I mean, of that music, that shit take me back to them memories, you know what I mean? 100%. So when it was hot and fresh off the press, and a nigga couldn't wait to go hit Tower Records to go spend $20, $17.99 plus tax.
That was a good era.
I had an album, because you had to buy the CDs. I had a whole case of nothing but Cash Money, bro. That's how
I ain't buy no Lil Wayne album, bro. I ain't buy no Lil Wayne album. I bought damn near all of BG albums. I bought Juvenile album, but I never bought Lil Wayne album. Like I don't know. I never felt like I never was really like on Lil like I like can he rap? Yes. Does he make joints that's catchy and for that time that I like it? Yes. But it's not nothing that I'm going back to listen to.
So you're telling me you don't have Lollipop on your playlist?
Hell no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? And for people to be trying to, sometimes people be trying to argue Wayne, and I'm like, man, you don't play that shit in your car, man. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Hey, stop it. Hey, look, man. If it come on, I'm
running around playing the block and hot. Man, get out of here, man.
I ain't gonna lie. 100%.
How about How to Love? Remember that song?
I mean, he had joint that joint. I'm Single. That joint was fire. That was a fight. That was a well put together song.
What was that one song? Fresh. I'm fresh. That one. I'm up in my office doing my taxes. You know, he was killing that song. Fresh.
Yo, to be honest, like Lil Wayne, like rap wise, reminds me of Ja Rule. Like they had their time where they was hot
Why
and
you
stuff
killing
like
Lil
that.
Wayne
But
like that?
because Ja Rule had his time when he was doing this thing. Like he had
Okay, I
joints
get what
too.
you're saying. You had
But
your time to shine, and then it came and went.
you had your time to shine, but it came and went. I'm not going back to listen to certain things. No,
You're damn right. I ain't going
I'm
back
not
to listen
doubling
to Ja
back on the
Rule.
projects. Like, you know what I mean?
See, that's the thing. So when we talk about playlists and like how you just asked if you have Lollipop on your playlist now, Lollipop might not be on my playlist, but my favorite songs of Bruh is still on my playlist, whether it been from Sorry from the Wait 3 that came out about 7 years
Those mixed. The Sorry for the Wait series
or
was
whether
tight
it be
as fuck.
something off the Hot Boys that came in 1996. Like, that shit is still heavy on my shit 100%. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, the mixtapes to me was better than the albums.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The mixtapes was better than the albums. Yeah, mixtape Weezy. You know what I'm saying? It was better than the albums, but like I said, would I double back on his music? Nah. You know what I'm saying? But because it's certain artists that music got replay value, and there's certain artists that I don't care how big they is, their music don't have replay value like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we can listen to Tupac. He got conceptual
Hella
music.
replay value.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
I feel you on that because there's not too many Lil Wayne joints I'm going back to like, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just me personally.
Like I ain't gonna front, right? Like quiet as kept. Like Rick Ross got music that got replay value. You know what I mean? Like he got some joints like that Port of Miami and a couple other projects he dropped. Man, I'm telling you, Rick Ross got some. Well, that's one thing about the Fat Boy could rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he sure could. I mean,
like he
was writing for Trick Daddy and Trina and all them.
And even though people try to say, okay, he a CEO, whatever, but you could tell that he been around it. You feel me? And his raps is a little bit lot more.
I think people give Ross too much shit for being a CEO. That's the job.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's
it though, bruh. The thing,
he did deny it though.
See, that's
but one thing you couldn't deny was that talent though. Like Ross could really, really put it down, man. Like and really make some joints. You know what I'm saying? But
lemon pepper.
He got them joints, but then he got joints like the Game A Myth, like what is it? The Game A Memphis Sympathy. Man, that joint is fire, man.
He is chopping on that joint.
You ever heard that joint?
Yep. That's from that is that from the first album or the second album?
That's the album with what's that album? I think is
with the Biggest Boss on there. They had the Biggest Boss.
No. It's not that one. It's that one. It's the one with where he was dissing Birdman.
When he's talking about you gotta pay
rather you than me or something like that.
Yeah. Pay where he talks about needing to pay Weezy and all the shit.
Yeah, that album is solid. That's a solid album that has replay value.
I think he was still on. I think that's when he still was had the Def Jam. Well, he still does have the Def Jam move out, right?
Yeah,
like
even where, like Meek Mill, Meek Mill first album. You know what I mean? That got hella replay value. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just certain albums that I can pop in that joint and listen to and catch the same feeling that I had when I first heard it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's certain ones where
that's my point right there.
And then there's certain ones
that we just talking about 100%. That's
like that E40 with Cash Money. That song does it for me. Brings me back to being a young mustache. You know what I mean? Shit, Cash Money and No Limit period brings me back to that time. But that's the thing too, is like I always thought Young Money was corny as all hell. Like, I mean,
oh my gosh,
right?
But it was for the. But you know what? I feel like it was for the.
Squad up. If you talking
it
about
was for the kids,
I mean, they can rap, but like Tiger can rap. You know, Tiger had hits.
Young Money right there. See, that's the thing.
Like I fucked with what's her name? What's the name with Nikki?
That's
Nikki was hard. Can't stand Drake.
Kids then. They were still kids, bro. That's the thing. And I'm growing up to this shit. Me and Wayne ain't nothing but a year apart. He ain't nothing but a year apart, bro. 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, he's my era. We're the same era. That's what I'm talking about. So when we talking about shit, when it resonated in that time of
how about this? Let's just go back to just pure the artistry of the music, right? someone like Jay could come out later on and drop 444 and it has an impact, right? Like, and whether Jay is a powerhouse in the game or not, I mean, just musically, that was a good project. Like, you know, and then when I heard it, I expected to hear a 44 or whatever he was, 50-year-old Jay at the time. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I listened to Wayne and Wayne's still, you know, talking about yay, bada bean bag. And well, you know what I mean? And listen, I fuck with shit like that, but it's like, you know, Wayne doesn't, to me, is nowhere a Tupac. He's nowhere. I mean, dude, he don't like Lil Wayne. Don't even really got the storytelling aspect to his shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's just the relatability. I don't think people could really like relate to a lot of stuff that he's saying in his raps.
You know what I used to call him? The Michael Jackson of rap. Because when you blow up young,
who can relate to having a Basquiat?
It's going to be hard to relate to that type of individual.
Who gonna relate to? I got a whole bunch of Basquiats. I understand the evolution and the growth, but you talking about Basquiat.
But you talking about a 50-year-old Jay though. You know what I mean? You're not talking about, you know, a 30-year-old Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, people might not be able to relate to a Basquiat. You know what I'm saying? But his raps is still.
And we've seen it. There's growth in the music.
Yeah, you can see the growth in the music. Like, you feel me? Like, Wayne stopped growing in his music. Like, you never really got to know him. You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of these rappers portray what other motherfuckers is doing too, though. A lot of these rappers ain't what they be talking about.
Not Jay-Z.
I know. I just realized the GOAT Lil Wayne song, "Pussy Monster." That was my shit. I'm the pussy monster. The pussy monster. Pussy monster.
Yeah, like, you know, like I said, his music didn't age well. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as, you know, did he make his mark in history? Is he a legend in his own right? Yes. You know what I mean? You know, he introduced, you know, a new generation of artists, you know what I mean?
That are still running the game now.
Money, that's still top of their game right now. But does his music stand the test of time? Like, I don't feel so. Because as much as people try to argue this Lil Wayne shit, you know, they not bumping his shit.
I am.
Don't argue me down about some shit you're not bumping.
It's just still on my playlist. So yeah, I'm one of the Wayne fans, bro. 100%.
I hear, and it's, you know,
here they go.
I like the no silly people, too. I like Wayne. We just gassing over shit.
Yeah, there's a few people I know that they want to argue down about Lil Wayne. Last time you played Lil Wayne, man.
Hey, I've been on my R&B playlist. I've been
you know what I mean? They can't tell you like
outside to get turned up like that. Oh, everything. I'm on my R&B playlist right now, 100%, bro.
You know,
I'm a millionaire. I'm tougher than Nigerian hair.
Plus, Apple Music be on that bullshit. See, I got a computer that got everything on it, but I don't got the charger. I got everything of Lil Wayne on there, bro. 100%.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I like Mixtape Weezy. He was cool, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just feel like, you know, has he hit his magnum opus? I think he has already. He already did that already. And I don't think it's going to be no better material coming out of Wayne moving forward. I'm going to just say that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm a Jeezy fan, right? So Jeezy, my favorite trap artist there is, one of the down south artists ever. 100%, right? Yeah. And there hasn't been another 101.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Songs, but
patty cake, microwave.
And every rapper don't come in the game with a classic. There's 50 came in with a classic. Jeezy came in with a classic. Let's see. Oh, I hate to get on the
spot. We grab a die.
But you know what I mean? After that, you know what I mean? And then we talked about 50. See, the Massacre and the first one, Get Rich or Die Trying, that's his solo projects. Them is the only ones, in my opinion, that's still playable 100%. You know what I mean? All that.
I like
100% will tell you I don't have Candy Shop on my playlist.
Mixtapes, you can get in the motherfucking studio and just do what you want to do. You know what I mean? You don't worry about all the pressure of trying to just create
structuring an album. Like, hey, I need the radio cut. I need the
fan basically like Fabulous. See, Fabulous, one of my favorite rappers too, right? So you got the motherfucking Summertime Shootouts. You got the there is no competition.
The Summertime Shootout series is real serious.
No competition. 1, 2, and 3 is like some of the hardest shit ever. 100%.
To me, the hardest tapes that Fab made, in my opinion, is the Soul Tape collection.
The Soul Tape one is stupid.
All the Soul tapes was fire.
Okay,
Like, they was like
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go down the rabbit hole.
Slow Down. Remember Slow Down with him and Trey Songz?
Nah,
Down.
I gotta hear it.
Oh,
But-
you gotta go get that one, bro.
But that and Loso's Way.
Got all that shit. Oh,
Hey,
everything.
what's that one song he did with Jay? When the money come and the money
Yeah,
gone.
that's off of Loso's Way.
Yeah, that album
Yeah,
was.
Fab,
Fab
is-
got joints, bro. Fab's in like I said, him and Jada, they're some of my personal favorites.
Yeah,
Like,
Jada
I'm Jay's
dropped
lyricist.
solid projects. Jada music can stand the test of time. Like he got like his last project that he dropped a couple years ago. That album was solid from front to end.
Yeah,
You know what I
even
mean?
that they did
That
that
album was solid.
Freddie versus Jason, that shit was hard.
Yeah, grown man bars, like, you know. But like I said, you know, I think Wayne has hit his magnum opus though. I think I don't see him getting any hotter than he was at his peak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think that's his focus though.
Yeah, but you know, if we just talking like Wayne as a musician,
And that's
like,
my argument is that you could tell when he's back on that lean because then he's just in his own world, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, even when he was even when he started the second go around of Young Money, he was falling back. You know what I mean? He was pushing everybody up under him. And see, that's one thing about him. When you start a record label or start a crew or some shit like that, he never held nobody back, bro.
Yeah, he let them shine. He let them shine.
Yeah, man. Hey, but Bongs a Lot said, Rather You Than Me was the name of that Rick Ross album.
Yeah, Rather You Than Me. That album was fire.
Shout out to Bongs a Lot.
I liked it the motherfucking God Forgives and I Don't. The one where he had the motherfucking the 5-point star on there. That got some bangers on that bitch though.
Yeah, that joint got some bangers, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you,
with,
Rather You Than Me, if I had to rate that as an album, like 1 out of 10, that joint gets like an 8.59 out of 10, bro.
Man,
that album is solid.
Let me ask y'all,
Production,
outlandish
everything.
question.
Like,
What about Thug versus Wayne?
Thug is
you
that's
think
another.
Thug has had one of them
not only
joints,
did
a magnum opus?
People on his label to the forefront, he birthed a whole generation. You talking about Thug? He up under. He's
a Wayne spot.
I can't really compare Thug to Wayne because Thug is like when he first came out, I felt like he was a knockoff version of Wayne.
Yeah,
when he first came out.
He definitely came into his own.
Tones though, so like the fucking the Danny Glover, that's my shit. Just when he came in the game, bro, like Slime is the nigga though, bro. Yeah, I fuck with Slime though, bro. See, I'm heavy. I love the South music though. You know, my first introduction to the real South as a real hip hop fan is the Southern Playlist of Cadillac Funk Music album, and that's in my top 5. It might be top 3. You know what I mean? And that's Outkast. That's their first album, bro. That's my shit. You know what I mean? I'm a big Andre 3000 fan, bro. He don't like the hardest shit to me ever, bro. And he don't even got a solo project. If he do, it's a flute album. 100%. So you know what I mean? It's just the errors and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you got going out on this, big bro?
Like I said, man, you know, I think Wayne has hit his magnum opus already, and I don't think it's gonna be no new project that's gonna top what he already made. You know what I mean? But you know, he made his mark of history, so you know, shout outs to him.
Let the people know where they can find you at, big bro, and what you got cooking up for their ass.
From a fan's perspective, you know, on YouTube, I got new episodes dropping. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my supporters. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, that's where I'm gonna be at.
My mama, man. 100%, bro. You see it right there at the bottom of the screen, man. Y'all can see where you can find him at, man.
Yes,
type in from a fan's perspective on YouTube. It's gonna pull right the fuck up, 100%, bro. Peacock said, yeah, he dropped a flute album. His badass. Oh my mama. I was going down the rabbit hole of Andre, and I had to go pull up a Prototype. Oh my mama, that's one of my favorite songs of Andre 3K, bro.
That song was dope.
Love that song, bro.
That was a dope song.
Which joint?
Prototype by Andre.
Oh yeah, that shit go hard. 3 Stacks.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs of him, bro. 100%. You know what I mean? Bo, you got anything going out on the Wayne? Anything about the Wayne shit?
I mean, yeah, he's a legend for sure. You know what I mean? The magnum opus, I think he got it. I think he, and I'll agree. It's probably 2 or 3. And outside of that, I mean, but see, that's what's crazy. Because for me, I don't really fuck with Wayne like that per se. Wayne, for me, the mixtape Wayne is what got me. Mixtape Weezy. All right, because he influenced me to just like if you go back to some of my old mixtapes on like Bandcamp or SoundCloud, I purposely would have like 3-minute songs where I'm just gassing all 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And like shit, the shit I used to not want to do. Like, for example, like Wu-Tang Triumph, right? That beat. If someone else was spit on that beat, I'd be like, man, that's disrespect.
Shit.
No one should ever
Triumph.
touch anything. But then, like, Wayne and all them and, like, J. Cole, and during that era, everyone was taking the old school mixtapes and then spitting on them. I was like, fuck that, I'm doing that shit. So I spit on, like, Triumph and, like, Camp Lo's Lucchini. And, you know what I mean? All the beats I loved back in the day.
Shout out to Camp Lo, one of my favorite duos ever.
Yeah, come on, Camp Lo goes crazy.
they the bank robbers, so everybody got their own thing of how they came into the game, man. They the bank robbers. Oh my mama, man.
Lucchini falling from the sky. Let's get rich.
Oh, now them is my dogs, man. Coolie High, man. That's that Coolie High, Camp Lo Coolie High, man.
Yeah. What else did I flip on that first?
Let's go, baby.
Oh, and I called it the tequila mixtape because all we was doing was just getting in the lab, drinking tequila, and doing other alleged things. And then you're just laying out tracks. I did like 30 tracks in 2 weeks and just dropped the mixtape because, that's just be fun. Like, I just want to rap. Like, and I think that's when you look at Wayne's career, is like, yeah, he's rap hella good, but like, I don't think he has a song like there is. He'll never be a Pulitzer Prize award winner. You know what I mean? Like, his writing is average. As far as like when you talk about mad lyricists, like he's not in my top 10 as far as lyricists go. Like, he can rap, but
I can understand that.
Just like Tupac, Tupac's not in my top 10 if you ask me about lyricism, but man, when it comes to like artistry and songwriting and impact and things of that nature, Tupac is up there. You know what I mean? But yeah, is he out there lyrical miracle, spitting crazy like nah? You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Pac don't even got punchlines crazy like that. You know what I mean? If you really listen to Tupac.
Yeah.
And like you listen to Wayne, he's all punchlines. Lay you flat like I play smack. Eat that pussy like dinner. You know what I mean?
Like dinner. He was a fool, bro. Pussy monster.
I mean, think about it.
Pussy monster.
The pussy monster. That was my shit.
My mama. Let the people know where they can find you at, Bo.
Shit, man. Bogard, Scott Free, anywhere you consume your music, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, things of that nature. And Gen Wealth Net on YouTube, Gen Wealth Net _ on the gram.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, man. We out, man. We see y'all Monday morning, man. 100%. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed weekend, man. 100. Be safe out there. And then until next time, man, we'll see y'all later, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to go slap some Wayne right now.
Eureka. We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every